Hi, it's Lydia Gable with Compass. And first of all, I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're safe. I hope that you're enjoying your time at home. And I just wanted to stop in and say hello and give you a first quarter update. As you know, I watch the market very closely. I know that I'm a little bit late with this update, but I really wanted to take the time to make sure that I did the research, that we got into some kind of a pattern, and I felt like now is a good time to give you an update. And I wanted to say, here we are on April 20th, and first quarter ended up to be quite a strong first quarter. We had low inventory, we had strong sales. We were on our path to be 2020 to be a very, very, very strong spring and summer, very strong 2020. And then on March 15th, coronavirus hit. So whatever happened on the first 3 months of the year, what we're doing is we're just taking that data and we're throwing it out the window because everything changed after Corona. So we've got before Corona. So a lot of people are asking me what's going on, and I want to share with you what we're seeing. A lot of people are questioning, is this equal to 2008? Are we heading into another housing recession like we did in 2008? And there's a lot of reasons why the projections are that it isn't 2008. What's important to remember is in 2008, housing caused that recession. What we've got going on right now, we've got a health crisis going on. We've got a health crisis that's causing an economic crisis, and it's causing every sector. It's not just one sector. So what we're doing is we're staying informed with top analysts, whether they're in real estate or whether they're economists, sharing information with us. And what I want to do is I want to share that information with you and tell you why they're forecasting this to be different than 2008. And the reason they're saying it's different is that first of all, most people today, over 50% of homeowners have more than 50% equity in their home. That's quite a bit of different story than it was in 2008. 53% of people own more than 50% of their equity in their home. So they feel much more comfortable with the wealth that they've established than compared to 2008. What was happening in 2008, people were using their home like they were a bank. So the 3 years prior to 2008, people were getting home equity loans and they were financing their lifestyle. $824 billion was used in the 3 years prior to 2008 in home equity lines. In the last 3 years, $232 billion is out there in home equity lines. So complete difference than what was going into in 2008. So again, more equity. People aren't using their homes anymore like they aren't financing their lifestyle like they were back then. Another key indicator why we're not expecting 2008 to happen again is inventory numbers. In the 3 years prior to 2008, inventory was climbing. We were starting to see 7 months of supply, 8 months of supply, 9 months of supply of inventory. If you've been following me, and even if you're new to me, we've been reporting for the last 3 years that inventory has been very tight. It's a supply and demand, right? So if inventory is tight, prices will continue to rise. And what we've seen for the last 3 months and the last 3 years that we have less than 3 months of supply of inventory. And even today, we have less than 3 months of supply of inventory that I will share with you. So if inventory continues to stay tight, that's another good reason why we're not 2008. Of course, when you look at it at a price points, if you're looking at 2 million plus, we have a little bit more inventory than we do in the million and a half, under a million price range. So that is different, but no price range is sitting on 10 months of supply of inventory like they did in 2008. So for those reasons, they are not projecting housing to hit in a recession like it did in 2008. So that's before coronavirus. So then coronavirus hit, right? March 15th. we have our stay in place order and what's been happening for the last month. And what's happening is we're pivoting. There's still real estate being done. So homes are still going on the market. We're seeing about 20 to 25 homes go into escrow every week, regardless of Corona. We're following CDC guidelines. So we're now doing more things virtually. We're doing virtual tours, we're using virtual listing presentation, virtual buyer presentations, we're following CDC guidelines, we're making sure that we have booties and masks and gloves when we're going into stores, but there's still business being done. So if you're looking at buying, it's still a great time to buy. There's less competition out there for buyers. There's less inventory, so you have to be more serious, right? So that's a good thing. And sellers are willing to sell in this marketplace. So you are able to put a transaction together. And more importantly, lenders are still lending. So what's happened is lenders have changed their guidelines. So if you're a W-2 employee and you have good FICO and you don't have a lot of debt, you can get a good loan, somewhere around 3.5%. Again, jumbo loans, a little bit different. We're getting creative. We have good resources. So if you're in the jumbo market, they're still getting loans, but a little bit more difficult and again, a little bit more creative. And again, that's why you're working with somebody like us who has good resources. You know, we have good lenders. You know, we know what's going on in the business. We know where we need to go to, which lenders we need to put you in touch with. So that's what's going on right now. Still homes going into escrow. We're still seeing homes listed. There's still a nice pulse out there. It's obviously not as active as it was the first 3 months of the year, but there's still activity. Now, what's the projection? The projection is from major financial institutions that we're going to have this sharp V curve. And you're seeing people like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley all agreeing that this is a pause in time. We certainly have high unemployment, 22 million unemployed and potentially greater. Again, if you're one of those, we hope that you get back to work as soon as possible, whether it's dining, small business, exercise facilities, whatever it is that you're considered non-essential. We all hope that you get back to work quickly. And so that's why they're saying this is a V curve. We all know the government is working very hard to figure out how to get us back to work. And they want us to get back to work because they want the economy to get back. So they're projecting a steep second quarter, but as soon as we all get back to work and as soon as people feel comfortable again, that we'll go back up to where we were at the beginning of the year. So that's the projection. So hopefully I've answered some questions for you. If you have any specific questions about your home, about what's going on, all of our agents are very well informed. We're all staying active. We're all showing property. If you have any specific questions, please reach out. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, text me, email me. I'm happy to answer anything personally. Again, we're doing listing presentations, we're doing Zoom, we're using all the resources that are possible. And most importantly, be well, stay healthy, enjoy your families, go out and take a walk, take the time to do something nice for yourself, take this time to breathe, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.